Hello everyone and welcome to the Green Man channel. Hope you're doing good and well. So it's time for the second of two album reviews this Saturday, and this time I'm talking about the latest release from progressive metal titans Dream Theater. This is their album Parasomnia, which came out yesterday on Friday the 7th of February via Inside Out, and the album is 8 tracks and 71 minutes in length, or perhaps I should say only 71 minutes in length. That's not that long for a Dream Theater record. So, unless you've been living under a rock, this album, of course, marks the return of drummer Mike Portnoy, and that has gotten the fandom and, a lot of people very excited about this album. And I think quite rightly, Mike's a great drummer. His impact is pretty much immediately felt on this album with that display of dynamism and precision that he brings to his drum work with each and every Dream Theater record. And I have to say, that overall I did enjoy this one quite a bit. It sort of brings the sound of Train of Thought somewhat. It's quite heavy, but structurally it reminds me almost more of Black Clouds and Silver Linings, because you kind of got the really epic long track at the end and some nice melodic stuff in here at times too. So for me it's like The Child, or what you'd get if Black Clouds and Silver Lining had a baby with Train of Thought. You know, this would be the end result, I think, of that. So let's go into the tracks a bit more. And this album thematically is also quite interesting because it's about, sleep disorders or parasomnia, which is a particular category of sleep disorders. And I actually suffer a bit, or have suffered a bit, from sleep paralysis in the past. So, it's really quite scary when you're actually experiencing it. But kind of when you come out of it, I found I'm somewhat like, that was weird, but everything's fine now. It's kind of a surreal thing, is sleep paralysis. So talking about the songs, going to the songs, which kind of have that continuing theme of parasomnia. You've got Night Terror here, which is the first track I wanted to shout out. I don't talk about all the tracks usually in my reviews. I tend to talk about the ones I slightly prefer. And, Night Terror is a really good single and pre-release single. And I think this one shows Mike's return in a pretty good light. It's got lots of his great drum fills and drum patterns scattered throughout the song. It also has a good chorus, this track, as well, from James LaBrie, and I think overall is a pretty good track from the band early in the album. So, you're in the album fairly quickly. I liked A Broken Man a lot. This track I really did enjoy, particularly in its climax towards the end, but I also enjoyed, the kind of blunt sound of the guitar riffage in it. I liked the bluesy section that I think there was in the sort of bridge of the song as well. Another really good track. I particularly enjoyed Dead Asleep though. I loved the kind of guitar riff, which had the intermittent phase effects, which I thought was really, really, that kind of lit my fire a bit. I just enjoyed that. It sparked something inside me. I don't know what it was, but yeah, definitely got me going, that one. Strong blend of riffage as well as melody with more of James LaBrie's vocals. One of my favourite tracks here as well, I'm talking about every track, they're all my favourites, but Bend the Clock, a lot of people don't like Dream Theater ballads, and I can understand that on an album like The Astonishing, for example, which is just a string of all these ballads. But I think on this album the ballad works incredibly well, and I actually do like quite a few Dream Theater ballads, just not all together all at once, like The Astonishing. But I really dig this one. It's got, first of all, it has a fantastic guitar solo from John Petrucci towards the end, which is one of its highlights for sure. Why do they fade out though? They fade out before Petrucci's hit that top note. I have a bit of an issue with that. When I heard that, I was doing a bit of a Darth Vader from Revenge of the Sith when he goes, "No," the bit, and I did that during that song towards the end, because it's like, why are you fading out during Petrucci's kind of the best bits of his solo? I was like, I'm confused by that. What's going on there? Anyway, really enjoyed this track despite that, and again, some pretty strong James LaBrie stuff. And like I say, I think they can pen some good ballads, Dream Theater. It's just when they do it, all the time in albums like The Astonishing, which I've probably said too many times now. So last of all, the Shadow Man Incident, which, this is the track, to be honest, I didn't quite enjoy as much on the album, and that will probably slightly affect my score at the end. I think this just has that classic Dream Theater overindulgence. The first 5 minutes, there is too much of that jamming around, Lots of showing off for me, which I don't think Dream Theater always need to do. I mean, they're super talented, and you know, hold nothing against that. But it's when they overindulge and display their talent so much that it kind of undermines the song itself. And did this song need to be 90 minutes? I personally don't think so. There'll be those out there that say yes, it was worth every single second of that 90 minutes, but not so much for me. However, I enjoyed the middle of the song a lot, so it kind of kept me with it during that. And, you know, there were some pretty good ebbs and flows, but there were just stretches of 3-4 minutes in that song that lost me a little bit. And because this track is so long, you need, for me, it to be great throughout to really keep your interest. And it didn't quite do that for me. So overall, I think this is a really solid Dream Theater album. I think it's, yeah, I mean, I loved Distance Over Time personally. Certainly this is their best since then, because I didn't really enjoy the last album review from the Top of the World very much. So I'm going to give this one, I think we're on an 8 again, like I was with the Marco Hitalo review earlier. I'm feeling another 8 out of 10. I do think this is a really, really good Dream Theater record. Could even grow on me over time, but we'll see. It's certainly not a sleeper, as I said in my thumbnail. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Do drop a like and a sub if you're new to the channel. Support the content. Help me get towards 666 subs. I've been going on about this. Seems to be so far away yet so close. 666 subs is a very metal number. You should probably know that. But anyway, if you're watching this channel. Until next time, bye for now.